Good afternoon, class. Imagine you walk into your favorite store with your new credit card in hand, and you go in there and walk out with buying everything you could ever imagine. Later that day, you check your credit card score, and boom, it drops 200 points. Now you're millions of dollars in debt. And you're sitting there wondering to yourself, what are you going to do next? Luckily, that's not going to be you, because today I'm going to talk about the ins and outs of how credit cards work. With that, a stat from the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau states that over 40% of Americans do not fully understand how their credit card works. And that's scary because credit cards are used for loans, for renting an apartment, and even getting a job. With that, I'm going to tell you first, I like to discuss the basics of credit cards and common financial terms. Second, I like to explain FICO scores and the factors that influence them. And third, tips and tricks on how to keep a strong credit card score. Let's start with the basics. Credit cards are kind of like a short term borrowing. People are allowed to borrow money to make everyday purchases that they then have to pay back later. Each credit card has a credit card limit. This is the maximum that a person can borrow. If the balance is not paid off at the end of the due date, the credit card is charged with interest on top of the balance that you already owe. And this is why it is super important to always pay back your credit card balance. The Federal Reserve Board noted that 20 the annual interest rate for credit cards nowadays is 22%. 22% is crazy. That is what you owe your balance and 22% of that. So you're paying more that you didn't spend. Additionally, credit cards require that you make at least a minimum payment each month, which is a small percentage of what you owe. Currently, however, this is where they get you because paying only the minimum balance leads to long term debt due to the accumulating interest that you have on your card. This is why I always advise people to always pay back the full amount on their balance. Okay, some key terms you should know about your credit card. First is the annual percent rate, also known as APR. This represents the cost of borrowing and depends on the individual's credit card's worthiness. A lower APR means a lower cost of borrowing. Second is credit card utilization, which is the percent of credit card available to a person. According to the Experian report, studies show that individuals that have a credit card utilization that are under 30% tend to have a higher credit card score and better quality of loan. Uh, on top of that, misusing credit cards, such as making a late payment, can negatively affect your credit card score. Now that you understand how credit cards work, let's talk about FICO scores and the factors that influence them. A FICO score is a credit card score that is a three-digit number that represents a person's credit card worthiness. It's a range from 300 to 850, with a higher score indicating lower lending risk. This is one of the primary tools banks use to assure loans to people and charge interest rates. With my fact is this graph right here is based off the Journal of Consumer. Oh, this graph right here is based off the Journal of Consumer Affairs. States that your FICO score is determined by five factors: your payment history, your credit card utilization, length of credit card history, new credit cards, and your credit card mix. The two most important ones that you have to know about that make up about 65% of your credit card, your FICO score, is your payment history and your credit card utilization. The most important one is payment history, meaning that constantly making payments on time can greatly improve your credit card score. The second most important one is your credit card utilization. Using too much of your credit card can make you look risky to lenders. People do not want to lend you money because they think you're going to spend it all in one place. Ideally, keeping your credit card utilization under 30% is the best for your FICO score. Now that you know what affects your credit card scores, some tips and tricks to help maintain a good credit card score. Okay, to build and maintain a good credit card score, individuals should adopt a responsible financial habit. Paying bills on time is the most effective way to establish a strong credit card history. Additionally, keeping credit card utilization under 30% is the best in improving your FICO score. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau recommends setting an automatic payment system to avoid missing due dates on your credit card and incurring interest on top of that. Another important habit is checking your credit card report regularly. Some people think it's bad to check your credit card report, as checking your credit card report will drop your credit card score, but that is a common myth that is not true. Okay, now that you know the tips and tricks on mastering your credit cards, first we explored the fundamentals of credit cards, the importance of FICO scores, and strategies to build and maintain a strong credit card report. Understanding how credit cards work and the impact they have on your financial health is essential for long-term success for adults. Your FICO score isn't just a number, it's a reflection of your financial habits and key factors in shaping a better future for you. Thank you.